Hi, so this is a video about the Rubric Database, and I apologize to anybody who watched the Rubric Database video for a previous semester. I'm sorry I left it there, but hopefully this will clarify any misconceptions you may have from that video, or just in general, you want a video about how the Rubric Database works. So when you open up the Rubric Database, it should probably look like this. If you move it, so the first time you download it, and then you turn it in with your first version, your tables version of your final project, then I will take it and I will give feedback on it. And then when you download it again, it will look like this again. So anytime that you move it or anything, it will look like this, and you'll have to click on Stop All Macros and Enable Content. So this right here is a function of Microsoft. I don't have any control over being able to keep this away. Microsoft is trying to protect, has this on all sorts of software. It's to help protect against you getting viruses. So anyway, so I'm going to click on Stop All Macros. And then I'm going to click on Enable Content. And then the tutorial will come up. And you can go through the tutorial. And the first thing that it says is please click the student button and enter your information. So I really do encourage you to do this, because if you don't, let's say that you don't give me a phone number and it's the end of this semester, I will try to call you, and if you don't have a phone number in here, it may make it harder for me to get a hold of you. So please definitely email me. Please definitely put a phone number in there, or you can put something in the contact or in the description here on how to get a hold of you if there's a problem, because I have had people who've received Fs on their final project because I just couldn't get a hold of them to tell them whatever the problem was that I was having with opening their database or whatever. So I'll say rental car tracking, for example. I don't know, whatever the topic is. And I'll say okay. And then from there, I can go on and I can watch the tutorial. And I'm not going to go through and read the whole tutorial. You can do that on your own. But basically, this database is a rubric. And what is a rubric? It's just a bunch of requirements, and then a way to score how well you've done on each one of those requirements. So I just keep on clicking next and next, and then it tells you that each rubric point on the screen allows you to see what's required, rate how you feel, provide any comments, and then you receive a rating from me and feedback. Okay. Anyway, here is a picture of the main menu. And anyway, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the tutorial. I'll let you read it. But anyway, here is the main menu. And what I want to say about this is that as you do different versions of your final project, for each each version, there's a corresponding list of requirements, and you can go into tables, for example, and go through and see each requirement. Okay, and So if you have forms, for example, you can go in and see each requirement. Or if you want to just get a report, you can click here on reports, and you can, for example, get a list of requirements just for tables and then preview it, and here's a list of all of them. And if you want to, you can click on print and it'll print them. Okay. And if you want all of the rubric points in a list, because you like to torture yourself on looking at all of them at once, then you can do overall and click on preview, and there they all are. Okay. Now, one of the things that it tells you here is that for some of the categories, like tables, for example, when you do tables initially, there are going to be requirements in that list that that's not the comprehensive list of requirements for tables. There's a few other things, for example. So that's what this message is talking about, is that this is a comprehensive list of all of them, including any extra ones beyond what you did initially. And I don't think there's a whole lot of extra ones, but there are some. So just a warning. Okay. And so that's how you can see any of the rubric points. And then if you want to search for a specific rubric point, you can click and come here and just pick whatever. And then if by chance, I don't know of an example where they're really long. Let's see. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, here's one that's longer, and so it runs off, and so you can click here to see the whole description. Okay. And so I'll close. And let's see. And then if you want to see an overall of your grade, like for example, once you submit your tables, then I will put in feedback. And so if you want to see that feedback in a report format, you can come here to draft and click on preview. And of course it doesn't have anything because I haven't graded anything on this one, but it would give a list of all of the feedback that I have for you for your draft version. So it would be all the draft versions. So that would be for tables, forms, and reports. Okay, and you can print it, put it into PDF format or whatever you want. And then of course you can also, at the end of the semester, you can see your completed version previewed as well, and all of the feedback that I gave you for your completed version. And so that is kind of, here's the final project description. Again, that's the tutorial. Now, each time that I come in here and I provide feedback on each rubric point, after I'm done, I will come here and I will give you feedback here as well, overall feedback. So I encourage you to read both the feedback on each rubric point, but also here on the instructor overall feedback. So I think I've gone over everything. If you have any questions, just post them. And I tried to make sure that there aren't any outstanding errors. There is one thing though that I could come in here and do is just to show you that you can go through each one of these rubric points, and then as you read, you can read it. If you want to see it better, you can click in the field here and then press Shift F2, and don't worry about this, just open it, and then you can see the what it says better because it's cut off here. And then one moment. And then the other thing is that you'll want to rate yourself, how you've met each particular rubric point. And if you have any questions you don't understand or whatever, you can put them in here. And then when you submit it with your final project version table or whichever version in the assignment folder, then I'll pull this out along with your whatever version of your final project it is, and I will give you an instructor rating and feedback. And then go to the next one. And I'll tell you that students generally tell me that it takes about 10 minutes to fill this out before they submit it. So hopefully that won't be too much. And I think that's it for now. It's a long enough video. You're probably asleep by now.